Hello and welcome back to my channel. We are looking today at an aircraft that is rather old. It's the leading edge simulation Saab Fairchild 340. It's from X Aviation, and it's one of these add-ons that work with the Gizmo script engine. It's an X-Plane 11 aircraft, latest version 1.6.5. It hadn't been touched in a while, I think a year or so. It's a year ago that the last update was given to us. And it's one of my favorite aircraft, something that I really like. So I'm sincerely hoping that this aircraft will work for us. So, as usual in this kind of format, I will install it and try and do a short flight around Munich just to see if I can get the engine started, flaps extended, you know, the whole lot, and generally just checking out that the avionics and things like that do actually work. Now, in order to get this to this point where that you see here, there is important two things that you need to do. First of all, you have to put the aircraft in the same folder as on X-Plane 11, which is the aircraft folder under X-Plane 12 and X Aviation folder, and below the Saab 340 folder. And the other thing is, you have licensed this aircraft in X-Plane 11. In the root folder of X-Plane 11, you'll find an X Aviation folder. In there are some files for every X Aviation add-on that you bought. You have to copy this X Aviation folder as is into your X-Plane 12 main folder. Then you start the simulator, you select the Saab, and you will then get the usual Gizmo login dialog. You have to put in your password. The license gets reactivated. Usually that happens every couple of weeks. I wonder what will happen when they ever stop offering this service, and that's probably it. We won't be able to fly this aircraft anymore, no matter what simulator. But at the moment, no problem. X Aviation is still in business, and yeah, it's looking okay. But it's just one of these things where I always wonder what will happen when. Anyway, once you have it successfully reactivated the license, you are where I am now. And hopefully we will see that the aircraft is fully working. I really want to see that because I really like this aircraft. Okay, this is the cargo version, by the way. It's a little bit awkward to get the doors opened and the stairs extended, and especially open these doors here in the back. Yeah, there is a set of commands. I got myself the DataRef tool, and I use the DataRef tool to trigger those commands because I don't want to program them on keys. Yeah, there are easier ways to do this, but there you go. That's the leading edge simulation Saab for you when it comes to the doors. Now let's get into the cockpit. And yeah, one of these things, it's an old aircraft, so the add-on has quite a few years on it. I think it came from X-Plane 10. It was then ported to X-Plane 11, thankfully. They did that. And now we are in X-Plane 12, and we shall see if it's still working the way that it was in X-Plane 11. I really, really hope so. It's very quiet in this cockpit. That means the sound from the the ground power unit does not come here. So that's why it's suddenly so quiet, although the doors are open. That's just the way it is. Okay, The Gizmo engine is here at the side, and if everything worked with regards to installing and activating it, then you should really be able to see these things here. Amongst other, there is also the virtual checklists. I also do have a checklist, which is relatively well done. Yeah. But I'm going to use, for this one here, I'm going to use this checklist because I also want to see if all the scripts do work. There is a little bit of visual, like select, yeah, the S is hidden. So that's something that's definitely not like this in XPlane 11. So there are small things with the Gizmo engine. I was reading on the Xaviation page, and in the forum somewhere it said that the Gizmo engine will be adapted to XPlane 12. Now this version that I have is a year old or so. I'm pretty sure, I'm hoping that Xaviation and the Gizmo developers will do that. There are some small little problems with it, some error messages that come from time to time, but nothing I think that is stopping us from using this aircraft at least. By the way, I can already tell you the IXCG 737 does not work, although it basically starts up if you do the same things as I just told you and put them in the right folders, but there are some issues with the engines, and you can't get the engines properly started, and some other issues. The IXCG developers have kind of said that they would work on an XPlane 12 version. The way it sounded is that they want to put all the improvements that they were planning, originally planning, into this new version or so. And we're probably going to have to pay money for it, which is okay if they really do what they say. Problem with these guys is that they haven't really finished the XPlane 11 version properly. And now they're giving us an XPlane 12 version, kind of a version 2 or something. Well, we shall see. Let's hope that they do a reasonable job with that. At the moment, we are with the Saab. And let's see what happens when I press on the checklist. Very good. The good thing about this checklist stuff is that you get... They point you to it, but what does not happen is it will not automatically set the items for you. That's why I'm just checking now if the checklists as such are working. But I really wanted to use the xchecklist checklist for that then, because I actually like working with xchecklist. This is yeah. So where's the? Let's open the checklist. Hang on. Open checklist. So this is by Alex Sabo, and let's start with the checklist. I'm going to externalize the checklist. So load and fuel. Yeah, okay. So that's something we can quickly check. Flight, weight and balance. So we got payload here, we got total internal fuel weight. It's a good sign if we see this here, because in some aircraft like the Zibo, for example, or other ones, you partially do not see the payload. You only get the fuel stuff displayed. So that's usually a sign that some things are not as they should be. This one looks good. We have half a tank as it looks, so that'll do for where we are flying. Then external equipment remove. Yep, that's here. So we need to go to the ground services, and we need to start getting rid of all these items here. Apart from the GPU, we will need the GPU. GPU is connected. Right and left batteries, we turn them on. They're here. And we silence the alarms. So right and left battery on. I'm afraid the X checklist doesn't really work with the automatic reset master caution. We have done that. External power is on. Well, it's connected, and now we turn it on. And after, yeah, we get those sounds. Check battery temperature. The battery temperature. So now I have to try and remember where that was. The battery temperature. I mean, these are things that are not as important for me, but let's see if I find it. It's some time ago now that I've last flown with the Saab. So let's assume the temperature is okay. So the cabin signs, we turn them on. The cabin signs, where are they? They're here. They're on. Left bleed valve, reset auto, and right bleed valve. Bleed valve are here somewhere. Valve reset, yep. Here it is. Reset. Reset, and then into the auto position. Yeah, unfortunately, the checklist doesn't seem to pick up on these things. The recirculating fans are to be turned on. Oxygen on and checked. So the oxygen. The oxygen, where was the oxygen? It was somewhere here, wasn't it? Circuit breaker on and checked. Was that not the oxygen? Yeah, pull on. Circuit breakers, yeah, they're checked. Flight recorder. The flight recorder is here. But that's nothing that we can use. This is the flight number. Okay, DFDR, this is the flight data recorder. The parking brake is set. Engine instruments, we check here. The ignition, ignition, I think is up here somewhere. Ignition was somewhere here. Yeah, okay, ignition, normal. That's a strange sound. I actually didn't want to turn that on. Okay, that's normal, yeah. Fuel quantity, we checked already. Hydraulics is checked. Cabin pressure is okay. Power levers in the ground idle position. I'm not sure what's happening here. Okay. All right. So they need to be in the ground idle. Yeah. Because that's the flight idle position. Uh-oh. How do I get this down there now? Yeah, okay, let's first silence the alarm. It's one of these alarms that we don't really they're not helpful. So let's see. Flight idle. I think we need to somehow catch them. But it looks like I can't bring them down. Well, we'll leave them in the flight idle for the moment. Can't remember how you bring them down. I thought that you had to unlatch, but how the hell are you supposed to do this? Yeah. Nah, well, anyway, we're going to get this resolved somehow. Power levers, ground idle, condition levers, fuel off. That's the case here. And trims are set. You can check this here. The trims are here. No, where were the trims? Trims. Where was the trims? Here it is. Yeah. Elevator trim is in the green. Aileron and rudder trim are, as yaw is on 0 and aileron trim is on 0. Takeoff data bugs are checked and set. Well, we haven't really done anything yet. Have to try and remember how you set actually those bugs. Okay, next. ATC clearance received. So next we turn on the beacon. Then we close all the doors. That'll be an interesting one because, as I say, there is no menu item for that. So I'm now going to do this like here. So there is a let's try that. M and P. No, better use the door. Okay, so let's see. I think this is the way to get the stair in. Dong dong. And now I need to find, here it is. Then I close this one. Then I close the door. And then we latch it. Okay. Then now we need to get the other door closed, which is the cargo door. And then we need to use the door handle. Yeah, it's not ideal the way they've done that. Okay. So doors are closed and checked. Hang on, the cockpit doors. Yeah, now put away the. Let's see if we can close this like this now. Yeah, the click spots are not always helpful. And okay, and we locked it. Now we have closed all the doors. Right, left engine start. Condition lever, left engine into the start position. So you have to bring the left, so they start with the left engine, you bring it into the start position. I still wonder why I can't get down to the ground idle. There might actually be a command for this, let's see. Again, it's a long time ago. Let's see, idle. No. That's the condition. Let's see, condition, air conditioning, no. Lever, no. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a command for that. Okay, well then. Condition lever, left engine start switch. So we need to go up here now. And then we put the... that's good. This is actually quite encouraging. The engine seems to start. Okay. Left engine starts with your left engine RPM above 60%. See, where's the RPM? It's above 60%. Then we can activate the right generator, which is here. So I'm going to left generator, I mean. So I'm resetting it, put it into the on. I'm not sure that we have the power, because I would have expected the light to go off. Okay, I will try and get the RPM up. Maybe it needs that. Okay, let's see what happens when I... okay, no problem. So I'm going to put it back into the start position. External power is off. Disconnect GPU. Now we are on our own. Then right engine start. Condition lever right engine into the start position. Right engine start switch. Stay on it for a while. When engine RPM is above 60, not yet. Now we're above 60. Now we can reset. And the light is off. Very good. So that's the engine start completed. Now we're going to set the left bleeds and the right bleeds. So where was the bleeds again? Was here. So we do reset auto, reset auto. Battery temperature is, I think, okay. So inverter, we're turning the inverter. Where's the inverter? Main inverter on. Yeah, it is already on. Avionics. On. Then emergency lights armed. Where were the emergency lights? Ah yeah, ELT, here it is. Armed. Fuel use reset. The fuel use reset, yeah, a bit difficult to see here. Ah, there it is. Yeah, I mean it is reset anyway. At the moment, there's still the alignment, which is now done. Very good. So far, looking good. And now we're going to start the okay. And this is now a special from the Saab. You need to wait that it's through its little spiel here. Now you press enter and we are in the GPS. Very good. We can now quickly enter the route, which is what we are doing most of the time. Select a departure. Going to go via Anchor 9 Quebec. Load. And then we go to procedure. Select the approach, enter. ILS 08 left. We're going to take the MIQ. Alrighty. And I'm going to go directly for the first waypoint. And when we are near anchor, probably a little bit earlier, we're going to go direct MIQ, kind of shortening and make sure that we actually follow the route, because there's some kind of a discontinuity for the approach, so the Garmin will not use MIQ as the next one. You have to actively tell it to go to MIQ directly. Okay, so that's our flight plan entered. Then EFIS and autopilot. So let's put in our initial altitude, or also our altitude, 5,000 feet. We already armed this. Okay, so decision height. There we go. We put it on 200. It's an ILS approach we're going to do. So flight director is on. Yeah, so we need to select. This is the yeah, so we have the GPS selected, and this is our nav frequency. So let's quickly put in 109.5. Same here. Right, so here's all the instruments already on, which is good. I put in 2000. Okay, and we have, oops, no, that's not what I wanted. Bugger. Ah, yeah, that's a pop-up for the instruments. So why am I not getting... I accidentally went into the off position. Crap. Oh well, hopefully it will come back eventually. So the condition levers we now bring into the unfeathered position. Which is here. It's okay, so we're now in the unfeathered position. Then nav light and strobe on. Now the condition lever into minimum. And now, in theory, I can actually, yep, now it's, I need to be careful now, I have it now on my axis. You have to be careful because you can actually cut off the engines when you pull it all the way back. So be careful when you use that. Now let's see. No. No, I don't get them into the ground idle. Yeah. I can't remember how you do this. This is a bit stupid, but well, anyway. Minimum we got on the condition. Altimeter is 1013 or 2992. Actually, we only have that here. Flaps set first position. You can hear the hydraulics. I think the flaps have extended, have they? Yes, they are extending. Very good. So taxi clearance received, and we turn on the taxi lights. Tiller push. And parking brake release, and then we can start. Now let me see if I can activate the beta range. No. Yeah, I'm not sure how you get the beta range. Well, I don't know, we'll see, we'll try out. Taxi lights are on, tiller push, parking brake is released. And, well, let's see if we can turn here. Yup, we can. Flight controls and brakes. Yeah, checked. You can steer with the Z axis or the rudder axis, no problem. So the autopilot is, where's the heading? There is the autopilot. Yeah, it seems that we have the flight idle lock, so it prevents the thrust levers to go further down. And I can't remember how you do this. We'll try and fly it like this, but yeah, it's not ideal, obviously. And if it looks like very shimmery and it's the XP12 not having proper anti-aliasing, although I have the settings all on full. Yeah. I'm afraid that's part of probably also older sceneries. I'm not sure if this would be a new scenery maybe made for XP12. It might be better than this, but looking at also other areas, the anti-aliasing is still not working properly. I have the NVIDIA reset all the settings just so I leave everything to XP12. I've got the latest drivers. I got an RTX 3070 Ti. So yeah, it's an eyesore. It's an eyesore, unfortunately. So I'm hoping it will get better eventually. So I need to now remember how we should do this with the. So let's first of all make sure that we have heading 080. Then let's put the course also on. Oh no, the course doesn't work here. Alright. Here's our speed back, which is somewhere above 90 or so. Panel lights, instrument lights. Ah, yeah, there are the instrument lights. So have I got everything? So at the moment we've got the heading mode and the vertical speed mode. I actually want to go on IAS. And I would like to fly out with about 130 or so. All right then. Okay, landing lights on, taxi light off. Now the CTOT. We activate the CTOT auto coarsen. Needs to be turned on the transponder. It has in the meantime come back to us. So, and I'll put it on altitude mode. Landing lights are on, taxi lights are off, central warning panel push check. We have only the... Oh, we have something in the air conditioning. Ice protection. Something here in the air conditioning. Let me check. Cross valve. Well, we shall see. Maybe that goes away when we increase the RPM. Sometimes these things disappear. Right then, takeoff inhibit push, which is takeoff inhibit, yeah. And so we also put the condition levers here into maximum. Okay. We still have a problem with the air conditioning. Gear up. So I'm going to activate nav mode. now we need to turn on the autopilot. Okay, engaged. I think it is engaged. And now I'm going to make things a little bit less loud. Okay, so let's bring this down a bit because my ears are exploding. So I'm using IS mode. Doesn't look like it's accepting this. Okay, then vertical speed mode. Oh, are we already on 5,000? Oh, that quick. Wow. That was fast. Okay, now let's see. We need to bring this into this detent here. And we can then bring back the to about 900. So we need to be careful because we're approaching the maximum speed. So I bring them back to the minimum position. We're exceeding the speed. And we're turning. So prop RPM below 1300 RPM, yeah. Auto Corsen, we can turn the auto Corsen off. Flaps are up, gears are up. The C-tot set and off. Torque between 87 and 70%. Nah, not really. Oh no, hang on. I'm looking at the wrong thing here. Torque between 70 and 80%. Okay, prop sync on. Where was the prop sync? I think it's somewhere here. Oh, and we need to do a direct to MIQ. Did it get that one? Oh, I guess we need to activate the nav mode again because the nav mode jumps out. As I remember. Okay, so the speed is coming down again. I think we are fine now with the speeds, the engine settings. This is a complicated aircraft. I mean, this is not an easy aircraft to fly with. It's very, yeah, it's almost study level, I would say. So the prop sync, I actually wanted to turn the prop sync off, which I think is here. No, anti-skid. Where's the prop sync? Can't remember where the prop sync is. Let me see. Pitch reset. Was that not a switch somewhere here? Prop sync. Or was it up here? So all the lights are off now. That's good. Where was the prop sync? Yeah, I thought it was down here somewhere. There's the C-tot. That's the pitch. It's for the autopilot. That's the hydraulic pumps. Anti-skid. Where was the props? Ah, there it is. Yeah, yeah. It's well hidden. Or? That was the prop sync, was it, or was it not? No, no, that's also not it. Prop sync, here it is. Yeah, as I said, well hidden. On. So far so good. I'm very happy about that. As I say, it's one of my favorite aircraft. Has been for many, many years. I don't really fly that often, but it's no surprise with all these aircraft that I test in 3 simulators. It's hard to spend a lot of time in a particular one, but I definitely always like to come back. It then takes me a little time to get accustomed to it again, but yeah. So let's get the heading synchronized again. I'm actually going to switch to heading mode for a moment and then switch the source and get the course set for approach to 080. Set. Okay, now I'm switching back to and reactivate the nav mode. Everything working fine. I'm really happy. That's really good. So we've reached MIQ, Mike, and are now heading towards Magat via Delta 105N, Delta 128L, Delta 136 Sierra, and then Magat. So this aircraft doesn't seem to have the bobbing up and down movement that I've seen in other aircraft. Or? No, it doesn't. But there are the odd little jerky moves. I'm not sure if that's atmospheric or what that is. So the torque between 75 and 65, yep. TOD, calculated approach briefing is complete. Cabin pressure set landing altitude. Oh yeah, the cabin pressure set landing altitude. Where do you do that? Where was that? Landing altitude. Oh, where was that? Yeah, it's again too long ago. I forgot again where you do that. So we'll soon be, let's see, ice protection is required, cabin signs on, flight instrument radios checked. Yep, we've got the radios and the course set. Bugs, yeah, I can't remember how I set the bugs. Bugs set and CTOT. It wants us to turn on the CTOT. Again, descent check is complete. And we're going to turn now the sync off again. The auto coarsen is turned on again. So I'm going to use heading mode for the moment. Switch the source to localizer 1 and then use the approach. Arm the approach. So localizer 1. And we need to really come down with the speed now. Yeah, we're in the flight idle position. Push to cancel, that was the altitude alert. Landing lights on again. Prop sync off, landing lights. Yes. That's 1000. So condition levers maximum. First stage of flaps. Landing gear out. And flaps full. Yeah, the light effects are a little bit odd here in XPlane12, but that's a known thing. Yeah, autopilot off did not work. Now it did. I don't seem to be getting into the... No, I can't get into reverse. So I need to find out what that is. And the autopilot is still... so let's use the brakes. Okay, we have a long runway. I need to find out how you get into that ground idle and reverse mode. I thought it was easier, but yeah, I might be overlooking something here. These are standard assignments also. But I think in general, I would say, yep, this thing is working. Okay. Let's get the flaps in. So we need to push the tiller. Okay. Then runway is cleared, auto course off. CTOT off. Flaps. What's this? Okay, flaps are up. Landing lights off. Taxi light on. Transponder standby. Now it's off. Condition lever into the minimum position for taxiing. If you use this with the mouse, then it will put it into the right position. Yeah, I still can't get it moved. Yeah, okay, I need to find out what that is. And on we go. Whoa. Ferrari Monte Carlo. Oh, not so fast. Easy, Tiger. Oh, yeah. Does fast mode work on the ground as well? Oh, indeed it does. Not bad. So, almost there. Taxi light off. Park brake set. And now anti-ice is off, avionics. Would I not first condition levers feathered, recirculating fan generator, emergency. So what about shutdown checklist? Okay, now I first need to shut down the engines, right? Why are you coming here? Oh, come on. Oh. GPU, yeah, the click spots. Okay. Let's put the whole thing on. Anti-ice, avionics off. Condition levers in the unfeathered position. Yeah, that we have done that already. Fuel off, yeah, generator off, emergency lights off. Cabin signs off. External lights off. And right and left battery off. Yeah, okay. All right. Oh. Okay. Are you going to come any closer, or is that it? Ah, well. Right, so that's the leading edge simulation. Saab 340 works quite good. I didn't really have any issues that I would have attributed to XPlane12 breaking something. So I think we're fine. It's an aircraft that can be used without problems. The flights worked out, the navigation worked out. The only thing, but that's something that I might have, I need to read in the documentation again. There are some functions that don't work because they are Saab specific, and with a standard profile that I have here, which is not Saab specific, this could actually explain why we couldn't do certain things. Yeah. So I couldn't actually get into the beta range or into the sort of reverse here and in the ground idle. But that's okay. It worked anyway. Yep. So another aircraft we can still use in XPlane12. Until next time.